ahoy. Welcome once again to the Shlicketty DooCast. We're warming up, we're heating up here in the studio. This is the Shlicketty DooCast. I'm a host, Aaron Forsyth, and this is the co-host here, Mikey Anderson, on the in the Square of Doom. Whoa, where's he at?
What is happening?
Dinky dinky shlinkety dinkety doo. So here we are, Shlicketty DooCast, the DooCast for short, thedoocast.com. One of these days we'll get that website going. We haven't done anything. No, we haven't done anything with the website because we're lazy.
Lazy. With a capital A and a capital Z.
Because nobody's listening yet. But we haven't gone to press with the episodes and the back catalog. So we'll do that, right, Mike? We're gonna go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've been sort of testing this, trying shit out, doing a few variations here and there. We've got a lot of older sort of versions in the hopper up on the YouTube, but they're private.
Yeah, we can unprivate them as soon as maybe last week's we'll go to press with last week's, which but we gotta there's a lot of technical things, and those of you who don't know that do this kind of thing. You got all the footage, we edited it all together, then we got to come up with clever names for them, and then we got thumbnails, and then we got to get people to actually watch it or listen to it at least. So
it is difficult, it is a chore, it is a grind, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of focus.
Time we don't have.
It takes a lot of energy.
How do these freaking kids get on there? You see those.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
Huh?
They're doing legal meth.
Adderall?
Yep, Adderall.
Oh, yeah. Adderall, and is it just because the younger kids are way more adept at things, and they'll go, like some girl in her bedroom will she'll be 9 years old making a makeup tutorial and have 10 million subscribers, and...
I knew a dude that was pretty good at putting together flashy, music video style videos.
Okay.
But his sense of color was off. He would...
You think he was colorblind?
No, it wasn't that. But he definitely didn't read distinctions between the colors.
Weird.
Like one of the company's colors was orange. And I would be like, that is not the same orange. And he's like, isn't? And I'm like, it's way not the same orange.
Wow.
He couldn't see it.
Could be colorblind. Could be colorblind.
Yeah, could be a little bit of red-green colorblind or something like that.
Yeah. Remember our buddy John was colorblind.
Yeah. But this dude, he would and what I see a lot of people do is they oversaturate the color in the videos. You know what I mean? It's like the greens are vibrant and the reds are popping, So that's oversaturation. And there was, back in the day with television's a thing you should ask your parents and grandparents about. They used to have broadcast standards for how much color saturation you could have. But these days with the web and stuff, it's sort of all out the window. So people just oversaturate stuff, and it's just screaming greens, and the reds are just jumping out at you, and people are like, wow, it's beautiful. And it's just oversaturated. It's hyped up.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be watching this. They'll be like, "Oh, wow, I like what you have a blue background, and you got a green orb of truth here, and you got purple lights back there. Look at that." We kind of know what we're doing, but not really in the sense. We had to take time to figure it out. You got to sit there. You got to dry run things. You got to do things. It's a whole rigmarole. It's a whole thing. It's a whole to-do. It's a whole thing.
Well, mainly it comes down to space and trying to figure out what you can do with obviously we haven't quite dialed it in, but we're getting closer. We got a good looking image on you. I've got a horrendous shadow behind me over here, but that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
We got a sign up on the wall. I remember to bring my light this time, which I'm using as a fill, so I'm not just completely in shadow on this side of my face.
Yeah, dip out of the shot for a second to show them what's behind you. Look at that graphic. Yeah, it's like a skull as an ice cube and the DooCast logo in a shot whiskey glass. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? Man, one of these years we'll auction that off. Yeah, we'll auction
graphic spectacular.
Whoa, man. Yeah, but we're doing little things. Actually, we're talking about I don't know about next week. We might do one more by ourselves, and then venturing to, we're going to have a guest right here. I want to have a guest, bring in some friends. It might go wrong. It might go right. Who knows? We could have a good thing. I could be a shitty co-host. I could, he'll still be guy in the square, but he's over there on the other side of the studio here. If you saw it.
Theoretically, if we can actually grow, we could get a live video switcher and some matching cameras, and that way I could do the switching as we're doing stuff.
In theory.
Yeah, and it would be very slick and it would be fun. But until then, picture in picture. Look at me. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Editor, set it here.
That's it. That's all we can do.
It's like my passport photo.
I know. Passport photo. Yeah. It looks like an old passport photo
right
from 1970. Yeah.
That much space around,
Yeah. If the do not call list was a visual.
Yeah, do not call this with pictures. Can you imagine? Just like angry people.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Yeah. Take me off your list.
I do that sometimes. I've been doing that lately because because I lived out in Arizona for like 25 years. So, and my phone's registered to Arizona. So when I get spam calls, they're coming out of Arizona.
Oh.
There's nobody in Arizona that has any business talking to me that isn't going to come up on my phone with a name.
Right. Right.
So, but sometimes I answer them. Lately, they're asking for ridiculous names. Okay, so I've been getting calls ever since I've had the phone, which is over 20 years. I keep getting calls. They're looking for Laura Crow.
Oh, Laura Crow.
I keep telling these people, I've had this number for like 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years. I don't know Laura Crow. I've never known Laura Crow. I've had this number. Take me off your list. Oh, sorry to bother you. I'll take you off the list. And then I get more calls for Laura Crow.
If they called me, I would just be like, well, Laura's not around. I'm Mike Crow. Quack, quack. And do the crow noise.
Dude, they're like bill collectors and shit, calling me all the time.
Oh, she probably dined and dashed on some shit, and then.
I don't know. I mean, I got my phone number in like 1999.
Wow.
So it's like.
You wonder if somebody just wrote down a random number and it just was your random number?
Well, that was sort of the thing. Because remember back in the day with the pagers, and there were so many pagers that they had to start using area codes. Because it used to be like when we were growing up, phone number was 7 digits. There was the area prefix, and then there was the 4 digits, I remember your phone number, I remember Rome's phone number, I remember Jones's phone number.
And it was all 814 in the beginning. We didn't have multiple.
Well, that was the whole thing, yeah, with the 814. And the 814 was the entire western Pennsylvania, west of the Appalachians.
From here to Pittsburgh.
Other than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was 412.
Yeah.
Other than that, the whole thing was 814, as I recall. If anybody's got proof that it's something different, let me know. Back then, information was hard to come by.
Still like that. 814 goes pretty far.
Right?
Yeah.
But then, like, out in Phoenix, like, everything was like 602. And then it got bottlenecked with all the pagers. So then they started introducing 623 was the area code for northern Arizona. 480 was East Valley, which was like Tempe and Mesa and stuff like that. And 602 was like Phoenix and Glendale and stuff like that.
And the ever-expanding need for numbers because Phoenix is growing like mold.
Well, and also everybody with the pagers. Because it used to be, like, think about it. Growing up, you had 3 people in your household. We had 4 people in my household.
Sure.
Jones had between 3 and 5 people in his household. And,
everyone had a number.
One phone line.
Oh, one phone line.
That was it.
Yeah.
One phone line for like 3, 4, 5 people.
Sure.
But then with the pagers, everybody had a pager. So that was a number for everybody. Yeah. So then the phone companies were like, we've used all the numbers. We've used all the combinations. So we got to start using the area codes.
Have they thrown the pager numbers back in the hopper and become
I don't know.
Phone numbers? Like,
well, you know what?
I wonder if anyone has their old pager number and called it and see if it's somebody's phone line now.
Even better than the pager is the landlines.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody's using the landlines anymore.
No one answers a landline. So they'll offer them free. Spectrum will offer you a free landline, but
is it free now?
Oh, yeah, they're giving them away. They want you to get them.
Because I talked to my girlfriend's niece's boyfriend. He worked for, out in Phoenix, it was Cox Communications. Holly used to love that. He'd be like, do you love Cox? And I'm like, I love Cox.
I go to Five Guys for Cox.
Hall found it amusing. Anyway, so he worked for Cox. And so one time we're like hanging out at a thing, just having a few beers, like a family function or something like that, you know what I mean? And he's trying to convince me that So I've got high-speed internet with Cox, and that was it. And he's telling me you should bundle cable TV plus the telephone, and you'll save money.
Yeah, that's what they were doing with Spectrum. Spectrum's
like,
doing the same fucking thing.
But I'm like, dude, I'm paying $50 right now for the high-speed internet. If I add the cable TV and I add the phone,
I sneezed.
bless you. If I add the cable and I add the phone, I'm still laying out more money per month. I'm gonna cough.
Allergens.
Oh my God, it's pollen season. It's like it's snowing.
Yeah. That's why we're all snoodling and snorfing.
Yeah, my manager at work on the other side of the cubicle, he's like, you got that allergy medicine? He's like, my eyes are running.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's definitely that time of year. But, not bad. But anyway.
Yeah, no, landlines are done. Fuck landlines, they're a thing. But they want to... I mean, now I do like the idea of a landline in case if... What?
Well, even if the power went out, back in the day when we were kids, even if the power went out, the phone still worked.
Right. We
could call each other and be like, is your power out?
True. Now when the power goes out, you can't even get on the internet to find out that the power is out because...
But your cell phone still works because that's theoretically going to whatever your local,
Yeah, but...
service provider hub is or whatever.
But your
Oh,
thingy isn't working because there's no
let me tell you
electricity.
this, because I was texting you the other day, and I was like, oh, just randomly 4 something in the afternoon, power goes out.
Oh yeah, you had the long power out.
Yeah, and it was out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Super annoying. But the weather was nice. We had the windows open, so it wasn't terrible. But it was like, like you get on the power company's website and they're like, oh, you have an outage in your area. Estimated restoration time is 11:30 p.m. And you're like, oh my God, that's like 9 hours from now. And it's like, I had to shoot the next day, and it's like, I got to charge batteries and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always tell you it's like 24 hours from what it is, so then that way you'll be thrilled when it comes on.
Yeah. But I've worked in like customer service shit on telephones. That's called setting the expectation.
Oh, is that what they call it? Yeah.
Yeah. 24 to 48 hours. You'll have it back up in 6. They'll be wowed.
Set the bar low.
Yeah. This is gonna take like a week or two, and then you get it done in like a day and a half, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have you out there. We'll have you out in 1 to 3 business days.
Yeah.
You go 1 to 3 business days. What are we doing here?
But it's almost like they try and use that sort of mentality with like setting the appointments when the cable company comes over when they have to make a house call.
Oh yeah.
Like we'll be there between like 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and it's like that doesn't narrow it down.
No.
Those are business hours.
Yeah, when I'm not there. Yeah. No, that's infuriating.
Yeah, and it's like you can't even take a half day off.
No.
Or like an hour or two out of the office and be like, okay, 2 o'clock, the guy's gonna be here. He's gonna take some measurements, figure out if I need a fucking booster, whatever it is.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah, no, infuriation. Infuriation.
Just, like in consideration of your time and the value thereof.
Nowhere else. Now, parents will relate to this one.
Parents just don't understand.
Well, same concept. What they used to do is like, kids would get out for school and they'd be like, all right, summer school's out. Well, now the kids are going to join soccer. But we have soccer from 1:30 in the afternoon till 3, and then after that we're going to have a banquet. And they're like, parents work. We can't be taking our kids all, you know what I mean?
Well,
there was a lot of that. Like my kid couldn't do a lot of shit in the summertime because we had to work till 5. And
there definitely is the assumption that there's the homemaker wife who's available to tend to these sort of things and make the cookies and do the crafts.
They assume,
I don't know, the teachers somehow assume that everybody's on the schedule where they work 9 months out of the year and then the other 3 months they have off.
Yeah, like the whole world has a summer vacation.
But I'm here to tell you, that's not all it's cracked up to be. My girlfriend is a teacher.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you get those 3 months off. You don't get paid for those 3 months.
Oh, yeah, true.
So she got a job working for a university. She was a college professor. She ran like a whole department for fucking telecommunications and stuff like that. And she had, so the first year that she was there, she didn't realize that she had opted when she got hired you get paid for the 9 months, and then you're off for 3 months. So she's like, oh, I guess I'm not getting paid again until September. And it's like, well, how the fuck are we going to make June bills? You know?
Can't you get unemployment?
No, because she's still employed.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was just, they just made a hiatus of the pay period, which she was used to the regular.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I can see him going, well, we'll give you $70,000 a year. And you go, $70,000 a year, that's great. And then all of a sudden, wait, but 3 months of that, you get zero.
That's it. That's it exactly.
It's the bait and switch. Yoink.
Yeah, that was it exactly. And so it was that first year she didn't realize it. And, you know, I hope I'm not talking about school or whatever, but, you know, but it was, I'm sure it's a common thing with like new teachers and stuff like that. Like and comment, tell us about it in the
Yeah, I'm sure
comments
parents, there's got to be,
Yeah.
Teachers.
Yeah, tell us, teachers, because like my parents were teachers. My girlfriend's a teacher.
Your mom was a teacher.
Yeah, my mom was a teacher. My dad was a teacher. So my dad, kind of before we were born, my dad was also an elementary school history teacher.
Butch, he was a teacher?
Yeah,
Jesus
or a
Christ.
middle school teacher. Yeah, he was a teacher. And even when we were kids growing up, my dad worked for the phone company.
He did, that's
He
how I
was
remember.
a training instructor.
Yeah, he did like,
He's a teacher.
yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So in like 1980, in order to like keep going with his job, he had to go take a course in computers and learn like COBOL and BASIC. I remember the courses they took.
COBOL, yeah, I remember when everyone was teaching you BASIC and COBOL.
Yeah.
I remember those courses.
Yeah, that was a huge thing back then.
Yeah.
It was so like, and it would be like, is it like Tron? He's like, yeah, but it doesn't look cool.
Right.
You know?
A lot of numbers.
It's just DOS command prompt sort of shit. You know what I mean? Colon, / you know, whatever.
Yeah.
All that sort of shit. But I remember my dad going to college for that because I think my mom was teaching at like Barron or something like that. Because I remember being a young kid with my brother, and my mom would be taking classes to get her master's. Yeah, I think it was taking classes. We'd go out to Barron. She would stick me and my brother, I specifically remember, in a classroom next to the classroom that she was in, the whole class was in this empty classroom. She would stick me and my brother with our crayons, our fucking 64 fucking color crayons, and our coloring books. And I remember I was doing a shark coloring book.
Not a bad one, not a bad choice. Sharks, all right.
Right? It's sort of fun.
You use up your blues and greens, but that's okay.
A lot of gray sort of stuff, you know. I was very like using the black with varying degrees of pressure, you know, to get that sort of like feel of like, you know, like the hammerhead. I'm like, well, it's gray, and I'm like, well, great white. I'm like, well, he's gray, you know. And I'm like, it got the tiger shark, and I'm like, well, you know,
Yeah, unless you're
yellowish
doing
red
unless
or
you're
something.
coloring coral, there's not a lot of color to be had there.
Dude, I didn't even think about like backgrounds and like coral or anything like that.
No, we
Yeah,
never
well,
did
I mean,
that.
it's not like I was drawing it. It was just a coloring book, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was almost like, it was either like...
You know they have adult coloring books now?
Yeah, you know what? My girlfriend and I, about a year before the pandemic, we found she had gotten, for one of her classes, because she was a teacher, these paper masks. They were paper masks that went over your face, just held on my rubber band, and they were blank, and they were just made out of like paper, like scrap paper, right? You know how they make paper. You take paper, you pulp this shit up, and it's in like water, and you take a screen
like paper
and you lift
mache.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was like paper, but it was like, you know, rough, papery sort of shit. See, on Amazon, you can get like a dozen of these masks for like $1.99 back in the day.
Well, that'd be fun.
So she did it for a play that she was directing with a bunch of like high school kids or something like that. And so she had them like take the masks and take all these markers, I don't know, watercolor markers, whatever they were, I forget, and like draw on the masks to express like feelings and emotions and all that sort of stuff.
Jeez.
So it was super interesting. And so one day we were like hanging out. So out in Arizona, we had this dope backyard, and we had this like car and a half garage that we would just go hang out in. Mm-hmm. I would hang out in incessantly, like all the time. And so me and the girlfriend are hanging out there, and we're doing arts and crafts, and we're drinking, fucking smoking and shit. And so she busts out these fucking masks. So we have a night where we're just, you know,
Making wacky masks?
making wacky masks. And then we use
Somebody stop me.
Yeah, and then we use the masks because she had sort of an artistic vision of sort of a thematic element for one of the. So my girlfriend sings and she writes songs and stuff like that. And so like when pandemic hit and it's like, oh, pandemic, everything's got to stop. And I'm like, great, we get to just stay home for 3 months. Let's take all these bits of original songs that we have and let's consolidate them together and make an album, right? So, we made an album. Like I said, my girlfriend's a singer. She grew up with her singing harmony with her sisters.
Yeah.
One of her sisters is in the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, it's a whole thing. Her mom played piano. So my girlfriend's well-versed in, chorale.
What about the masks? You didn't wear the mask when you were playing.
So when we were making the masks, the girlfriend was making the masks with a specific artistic vision in mind towards one or two of the songs and towards we need to make music videos.
Oh, so she was using a mask per song, per mood, per...
She was using a couple masks per song. Yeah,
I can see it.
Exactly.
I can see it.
So she had a thing where she's like, in this song, I say this line, so I made this mask. And then later I say this line, so I made this mask. And so the two of them they're a dichotomy.
Where are all your masks now?
We have them in the basement. Because we had to move out here from Arizona.
Yeah, sure.
Out of Pennsylvania. So, but we still have all the masks. We still have a stack of blank masks. We still have all the pens that we use and everything. Yeah. Yeah, me and my girlfriend and my friend Josh out there in Mesa.
I should make a mask. Do I want to make a mask? I don't know if I want to make a mask. Do I want to make a mask?
You should. Because honestly, you've been dealing in the sort of graphic design 2D sort of world.
Sure.
You should make 5 masks.
Yeah?
Because the first one, you're going to be very tentative in feeling out the media and the 3D-ness of it.
So second mask, I go, all right, I can get a little wacky.
Yeah, you start to hammer out some ideas.
Third mask, I'd be probably going, all right, now let's get some depth.
Start refining it. Yeah, exactly.
Fourth mask, I'd probably go, what can I add to this thing? Well, the fifth mask, you're going to be like, all right.
Fifth one is let's make it the final version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's have you ever watched those videos on YouTube of these fucking kids? They're young girls, guys, whatever the fuck, doing like 17 to 25, doing makeup.
Oh sure.
It started with Halloween sort of shit where they get in there and they paint their face
and they do a time lapse kind of thing, so you're on the board.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah,
they're so good. I get so sucked into that sort of stuff because.
Especially those cosplay kids, they get kooky.
It does, and I love it because a lot of it is these sort of theater basics of working with light and dark, and creating the depth
and contours. Yeah,
that's it.
So I've seen plenty of those where it'll be like some chubby dude, and he'll make his makeup, and by the end of it, he looks like a Kardashian. You'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
Because it's the contours and the way he can. Make a deer face and
dudes
smudge it in.
Contour where it looks like zombies attacked him, and it's
then
like
there's that.
Yeah,
and
then you see depths to it.
Sure.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that's a talent. That's an art. That's a new art form in itself now.
But although, so a lot of people may not know that Aaron is an amazingly talented artist. So you see, I changed that from a descriptive to an adjective, amazingly.
But art is subjective.
No. But you know what? Here's the thing. Honestly,
I was a cartoonist. I drew caricatures, and cartooning was my thing. Even though I'm a graphic designer as a day job.
Yeah, right. But that was the thing. When we were kids, I loved the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah,
I know Jones does too. Yeah. You do too, right?
Yeah.
The design elements are so good.
Yeah, the original Warner Brothers, 1940s to about 60s.
Well, there were 2 sections.
Yeah.
There's the early stuff with Bob Clampett and Tex Avery and shit.
Yes.
And that, which is 35, 36 to 49. And then it fell off for a couple years. And then that second group in 51 to 59 is the Chuck Joneses, the
Chuck Jones era. Yeah, that's when it got real expressive. The eyes got a little bit more life to them.
It got more formalized because it had been done 30 years before.
Yeah.
The Tex Avery and Bob Clampett shit, there was a lot of experimentation. I remember the classic thing of Daffy Duck was trying to get through a door, and Porky Pig locked it. So Daffy Duck broke into individual pieces, like his arms slithered down, his legs slithered down, his head slithered down, his body slithered down, and under the door, and then reconstituted as Daffy Duck on the other side. It's very like, almost
sounds like Terminator.
You know what? It is.
It's early Terminator.
Yeah, it's
Only done by Daffy Duck.
Yeah,
and rebuild himself on the other side.
Yeah, because it's because they often use it as an example of how those early animations of the 30s to the early 40s, which it got sort of formalized when World War II started, and they started doing propaganda videos.
Yeah.
Which are very interesting. Like I've got HBO Max, whatever they call it now, Max, which is confusing because it sounds like Cinemax, which it's not Skinemax. It was all about movies. That's my thing. All right, cool. If people watch the older episodes, we go into detail. Enough said. Enough said. You know what I'm saying? It's like Stanley said. Enough said. All right. But I don't know what I was talking about at this point. I lost myself.
Well, yeah, you're going crazy. Wait, aren't you get a drink of water or drink a hooch? Drink your hooch.
Oh boy, it's like I'm getting dehydrated.
Yeah. Whew. Mike had hooch today, so he shot out of a cannon. So no, but the original, but art was our thing. I mean, cartoon. We grew up on a steady dose of cartoons. Who didn't? I mean, God, it was cartooning. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you and I specifically. I mean, and I know Jones loved it too, because I got like or did one of you guys get me for Christmas or my birthday one year? It was a cassette tape of Warner Brothers cartoons. Maybe my mom got it for me for Christmas.
Not a cassette tape.
No, a videotape.
A videotape?
Yeah.
No, I thought we just periodically, we would record them. We would record them and then just watch them.
As we could. No, yeah. But, so I think it was my mom. I think my mom, back in the day, kids, like, it was hard to get videos. I remember going to get, when I was 18, with my girlfriend who was like 35 or 36, going to get a Christmas present, which was a video cassette copy of that movie, what was it? The Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington Civil War movie. What the hell was
Lady Hawk? No.
Don't get me started on Lady Hawk. I fucking love Lady Hawk.
All right.
And that thing is green because of that movie where the guy had the sword that at the end of the hilt had a hand that gripped the glowing green stone. Yeah. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to you on that next episode.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All right.
Where were we at? Wait, rewind. I don't know. You lost me there, Tiger.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
so we're doing a bit of an experiment tonight. So tonight I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in liquored up.
He's liquored up.
Okay, so peel behind the curtain.
Oh.
Here's the reality.
Sure.
So I've had 2 drinks, and I brought 2 drinks with me. That's what I'm drinking here. It's not water. This is 24 ounces of mixed drinks. All right, so my drink is generally 12-ounce drink. 3 ounces of vodka, 3 ounces of cranberry pomegranate juice, and then 6 ounces of either water or seltzer. In this case, just water, just filtered water. So that is 1 drink, which is 12 ounces. This is 2 drinks, 24 ounces. And I also drank 2 drinks before we came here. So.
And you probably smoked some Tweedles too.
Yeah, but only sativa. So it didn't make me sort of like, well, it didn't make me slow or
I don't have anything. I don't even drink. I haven't drank in 2 years. I don't smoke weed. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm long. That's out of my wheelhouse. But I'm a little down today. I'm down. Usually I'm a caffeine addict. I'm usually have the Starbucks. And I didn't have the Starbucks. That was going to be one of my rants today. Oh, I got a rant. So.
Wait a minute. I got to pee. You want to rant for a second while I pee?
Oh, yeah. All right, you go pee.
All right,
we'll leave the square behind you. He's going to go shake the dew off his lily. I got a Starbucks rant. Now, maybe somebody knows about this. All right, somebody knows about this. Now, in Starbucks, we know, all right, Aaron shows up with a Starbucks. I always show up at the gigs with a Starbucks. That's what I do. I like it. I like the Starbucks. I don't mind paying a little extra money. I like their product. Their caffeinated coffee, their Pike Place roast is the tits. Love it. Well, lately, I was thinking, all right, so I used to do the call ahead on the app. You know, you do the Shlicketty Doo on the app, and I was doing the app, and the past like 3 weeks to 4 weeks, they keep shutting the app off. So you got to go in order. All right, I go in there. I go, all right, your app's off, but whatever. They're understaffed. I do my thing, order it. Well, the past week, 2 weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're not even open. They're closed at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. they're closing. What if we want a coffee at night? I don't know what's going on over there. Now, I drove by it at 8 in the morning. Of course, the drive-thru is all the way out the asshole. It's all the way to 12th Street, all the way out the asshole. You know they're slinging the coffees in the morning, so that's a given. But for some reason, my Starbucks, the one that I go to in Erie on 12th Street, those shitheads are never open. So here we go. I do what any good-blooded American would do. I go to the Facebook. And I tape it into Facebook. I said, God darn it, people, look at this. And lo and behold, well, my network of people on the Facebook, they're chiming in. They're like, well, maybe it's a ding. Well, but the unanimous thing on my thread was basically, it sounds like, now, put it down in the comments if you know anything. I don't know anything. I was trying to do some research. Are the workers trying to unionize, is what I'm reading? And maybe they're just holding out for, they're just kind of like doing the bare essentials, perhaps? I don't know. Starbucks could be, is it a transition? I was just, I'm brushing my teeth today and I'm thinking to myself, I hope Starbucks doesn't lose their gravitas. I know Starbucks been a thing since the 90s. Maybe it is time for their gravitas to go away. They could go the way of the Kmart. They could go the way of the Blockbuster. They could go the way of the Dodo, of the whatever, of the Radio Shack. Who knows? We would hate to see and lose our Starbucks. Now, I know a lot of people that hate corporate America are like, kill the evil Starbucks. Let's get rid of the evil Starbucks. No. Starbucks are right. They just made a product everyone liked in the 90s and they expanded. And then they expanded and they expanded. And maybe there's a certain level of too big to fail. And then they fail. Excuse me. I don't know. Big rant. Starbucks stinks. So then I'm looking on the app, and when you go to the app, Starbucks app, you go, okay, well, maybe I got to order from a different Starbucks. So I go and I'm looking, that Starbucks up by the mall, their app is all unapp. We don't take it. You got to go to the drive-thru. I'm like, what? This is bullshit. So the Starbucks business model might be faltering. I don't know. But if you know anything about the unionization, if you're a Starbucks employee, do tell. Come on, tell me what to do here, because I don't want to go get a cup of Sanka in a styrofoam cup at a gas station. It's bullshit. I want my Starbucks, and I'm not getting the Starbucks. So that's my rant. Mike's back from the old urinal. All right, rant over. Ding, 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 ding. 3-minute
bell
rant.
to bell champion. Aaron Forsythe bringing it with the fire.
Coming in hot.
Touching down. Laying down the smoke.
You have no idea what I said, but you'll see it when you do the thing. So,
I will, because I'm the editor.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you'll know what I'm talking about when you edit this, but you don't even drink coffee, so you got no word on this. You might have a take on too big to fail business model.
Oh. So, if so, I will throw commentary in on the edit as I see fit. We shall see.
Yeah, maybe. He might be able to track down a USA Today article from 3 weeks ago that I missed. I don't know. But something is rotten in Denmark.
Okay, all right, cool. It's a bit of a mystery.
According to my Facebook feed, which is a lot of people that I know, and they're not all the brightest eggs in the bunch. Some are, some aren't. They're cool, but they're all good eggs. But for the most part, it seems like the general consensus is there's something going on. They might be unionizing, you know, and the workers are trying to rise up on Whitey.
Okay, I actually know about this. I saw this. This is a
Oh,
news
look,
article.
he does know something about
This is a news article. All right, I'm sorry. When I took a drink there, it splashed back and sploshed right in my fucking eye area. Not directly in my eye, just like my eyebrows.
He's
and
baptized
stuff.
in the water of knowledge.
That's it.
All right.
Baptized in the vodka and cran palm juice.
In the hooch's
Of
grandpa's medicine cabinet. Okay, so
I don't know. I saw a news article. I didn't know much about it, but it was something about, I believe it was in North Carolina, there was a Starbucks or a whole series of Starbucks in like a metro area that had got together and tried to unionize against Starbucks for better wages, better working conditions.
what did the evil overlord say?
So it got to the Supreme Court. Ooh. That's why it was in the news. Because the Supreme Court made a ruling because Starbucks was saying, these people can't unionize, we're employing them. Which is the age-old, by age-old I mean back to the early 1800s.
Yeah, that's like Rockefeller shit.
Way before, like 80 years before Rockefeller.
Yeah.
The mantra
You can't
of
free the
business
slaves,
owners.
I own them.
So in America, the business owner mentality has always been, I started the business, I'm taking the risk, I'm providing the jobs, therefore, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And there's where the fallacy lies.
There's the fallacy.
Because it ends up being about ego and projecting, I'm providing the jobs, I'm the overlord. I can do what I want for my edification and gratification.
But they were always pro-employee. They're always really good to their employees, and they're really, as a business model, I thought they were good eggs. They weren't the evil overlord.
Who?
Starbucks.
No. There has never been a company in America that was looking out for its employees. The only case that got close was by the racist anti-Semite Henry Ford, who rightfully had the idea that if his employees were well paid, then that would attract the best people to come work at his plant. So Henry Ford would develop entire neighborhoods of affordable houses.
Oh, Detroit.
For the workers. And he made sure that the employees were paid enough that they could buy a Model A or T or whatever it was, you know what I mean? In 1919, whatever the model was that he started cranking out. Because he's like, look, the best advertising for my company is my employees driving around town in it.
Right. Yeah, you can't have people working on the assembly line who can't afford the product.
Exactly. And by that same token, he was like, I can't have these people living in shitty rundown tenements. Pardon my French. I meant to say shitey.
Yeah. Squirrely nut houses.
Squirrelerific.
Squirreliness.
And so he pioneered this idea of like where we live in Erie, we have General Electric out there in the Wesleyville area, Lawrence Park, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Don't string me up for it. Get off my ass. To the west of it is where my grandma used to live. And I'd go visit her when we were kids, before she died when I was like 10. And it was because it was General Electric plant that was making all sorts of heavy industry. Where we're at here in Erie, this is the nexus crossroads of heavy industry. Like oil was discovered just down the road from here, 30, 40 minutes down the road. And everybody talks about Pittsburgh steel and all that. So they were either shipping that Pittsburgh steel down the Mississippi to New Orleans or up through where we're at to the Great Lakes and out St. Lawrence Seaway.
Up to Buffalo. Past us.
No, through Buffalo Way, Chicago Way, Detroit Way, all that stuff is on the Great Lakes. Easy to get to once you get all that stuff floating in water, So So where we're at is like heavy industry
you're
central.
going into this whole backstory.
Sorry, I'm digressing.
Yeah, you're going back into the steel industry and
Sorry.
wow. I'm just talking about getting my cup of jizz at Starbucks. I mean,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
okay.
You're right.
But their business model stinks, I think. That's what I want to know. I want to know if it's a shitty business model, is it too big to fail, or is it the kids don't want to work anymore, or is it the kids are going pitchfork uprising? We want the right, we want to be paid like normal people. Or is it, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Starbucks, it would bum me out that if Starbucks, like I said earlier, would go the way of the dodo. I don't want Starbucks to be the next Kmart or Blockbuster.
No, I don't think so because they've been around long enough. You know who did that? It was a place called Quiznos Subs.
Oh, Quiznos. Well, I think they blew it with the rat creature for a mascot.
That didn't help.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was
like
the nail in the coffin, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
So I liked Quiznos Subs because they basically,
good.
Yeah, they ran the subs through like a pizza oven.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they came out with the
Toasty.
cheese melty and the bread was sort of crispy. Like I don't like Subway.
Too
I'm just gonna say it right into the camera. Look at me. I don't like Subway. I think their bread sucks. It's like
soggy.
enriched white bread. Yeah, it's soggy. It's like, yeah, it's gross. I've used sponges that were better than that. It's garbage. And I don't care if you basketball players and you professional like Stephon Curry and like, oh, Subway, this and that.
Oh, that churro,
It's
though.
garbage.
They're pushing a churro that looks pretty impressive.
Wait, what's a churro? No, wait.
You're like, whoa.
Wait. I lived in Arizona for 25 years, but I'm not a big Mexican food fan.
It's a cinnamon breadstick, basically.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. This is sort of a dessert thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looked pretty good. But that's just a visual.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, Quiznos destroyed.
I mean, you know what the churro is? It's like, you remember those Play-Doh, where you put the Play-Doh in and then you do
the Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop?
Yeah, the barbershop thing. Where we would like
Right.
extrude, like, I don't know if you've done like 3D animation or stuff, but extrude. Like,
Yeah,
you know extrude. So it was like extruding through the mold.
Come out, yeah.
Yeah, star-shaped or
It'd
square-shaped.
be a star shape. That's exactly what this is. It's like a Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop, probably made a star shape. And it comes out.
Yeah. I remember that shit. I remember those ads.
Everyone knows Fuzzy Pumper
Yeah, and
Barbershop.
that kid would take the knife and like shave his head and like, he's clean now. And it's like,
Fuzzy Pumper. Yeah.
Fuzzy Pumper. I don't remember the Fuzzy Pumper shit, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little chair because
Yeah.
you put the little dome guy in the chair.
In the chair.
And the Play-Doh would come up through it and you
But
pump up the chair.
Okay, so just real quick. About the
Okay.
Play-Doh thing. You know, we would
Play-Doh.
see those ads. That shit's from California.
What?
Those ads.
Oh, the ads. Well,
Those ads, they're putting the Play-Doh up through the little bald-headed guy in the barber chair. And it's like squeezing out and they're shaving it off. We live where it's cold. That Play-Doh was so hard, it was breaking the plastic.
Yeah, my Play-Doh was always hard, but that was just because we'd try to put them in Ziplocs, but it wasn't working.
Oh, I remember that. Like when we were kids, like
Our
the
parents
parents would
would
be
throw
like,
them
"Oh,
in
put
the
it in the
Ziploc."
Ziplocs; it'll last longer."
No.
Because the Play-Doh was like barely better than what was it, like water and flour making the paste.
Yeah, and it
they
had
put
like a
food coloring in?
graininess to
Yes.
it. It wasn't as good as even Play-Doh. It was just or not Play-Doh. It wasn't even a silly
Like
putty.
sugar cookies.
Yeah, it was like a dried up sugar cookie kind of.
Granular.
Yeah, it had a grain to it that was like.
It did.
But it has that smell. I bet you to this day it probably has that smell. We all will bring us back.
Man, we could probably make a list of like smells that you really remember from childhood. Like I could do like a short list. You remember? Pepto-Bismol, right? Everybody knows Pepto-Bismol, right?
Right.
Has a unique smell to it, right?
Yeah, pink. If pink had a smell.
Do you remember kaopectate?
Well, I just remember being the alternative to.
Right.
Yeah, it was pink, and yeah.
It wasn't pink.
No.
It was beige colored.
Oh, I always thought it was pink.
Dude, I liked the flavor of kaopectate.
Yeah. Well, I liked
odd.
the pink stuff. It was fine. All right.
No,
What's
no, no,
another?
no.
Give me another smell.
No, wait a minute. Pepto-Bismol was the pink. Kaopectate was not pink.
I know, but I think it was. I think you might be remembering it wrong.
No, it was like tan. It was almost like almond milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was in the 70s? Maybe they changed it to pink?
I mean, they may have had a pink variation just to jump on the Pepto-Bismol bandwagon.
Yeah, like an 80s version, because I don't remember it ever being tan. That seems like an late 70s thing.
For sure. For sure, that was the time period I'm talking about.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the old barf in the car period.
But then also, like, I remember specifically, not like it was a good memory, but, okay, my grandfather was a pharmacist. So, you know, they prescribed medicines like, you know, to pharmacy apparently. So when I was a little kid, growing up, my mom had a big bottle of this medicine called Novohistamine.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Novohistamine, you're right.
It was an antihistamine. It was green and it tasted nasty. But
yeah, it was like a dark green.
dark green.
Dark
exactly. You've had run-ins with it.
I think I have.
Did my mom give it to you when you were staying over at our house?
No, but
Okay.
Novohistamine sounds like something that was in my dad's house on our medicine cat, you know, behind the mirror.
Dude.
It was behind the mirror.
It was the method of subduing us.
Oh,
when we
that
were
was
little kids.
the roofie for hyper kids?
Totally. When we were little kids, my mom would threaten us with it.
Oh.
She'd be like, I'll give you the Novohistamine. And we just hated the taste of it. But the thing was, the truth was, it was an antihistamine. And antihistamines
Make you
only
tired.
work by making you tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Or you can only tell that they're working if they make you tired.
right.
Whatever it is. But that was the thing. So,
Leaving out one more flavor that'll bring you back.
To like early childhood stuff. You know what? I remember when I was a little kid. We grew up across from Lakewood Elementary School.
All right.
Long gone. And the ice cream guy would come around.
Okay.
And those fucking those sherbet pops. What
Oh,
were
the
they?
push pops.
The push pops.
Yeah, that's
it.
sherbet with the orange push pop. They still have them. They were in like a toilet paper tube with a plastic thing. It was a toilet paper tube
And
full
that's
of
like a
sherbet.
toilet paper tube. Yeah, it's like a wax coated toilet paper tube. But it was but there were like 3 flavors or something, wasn't it? Or was it just orange and white?
It was orange and white kind of wound in, but it was orange. It was just if orange was a flavor, you know. Yeah.
I
sherbet.
remember
It
that
was a
shit
sherbet.
when I was like a little kid. So before 10, we grew up over there across from Oakmont Elementary on Oakmont Avenue. And I went to the school for preschool, but then they tore it down. So for first grade, I had to go out to Vernondale on the bus.
Well, yeah.
And then we moved up to where you knew us,
Yeah.
up on Mineo Drive.
Yeah.
And so for second grade on, I was at Chestnut Hill and J.S. Wilson.
Another flavor. Lay it on me.
Of what?
That if you were to have it right now, it would send you back into a way back spiral. It'll be like,
Okay, well, I'll tell you one that I indulge in often because it's so goddamn good. Which was originally, when we lived over on Oakmont Avenue, we would walk over on summer evenings to the local Dairy Queen.
okay.
And when I was a kid, I've always been really weird about like flavors and textures and stuff like that. So we would go over to the Dairy Queen to get like ice cream or shit in the evening, and I would get a Mr. Misty, which is
I don't
a
know Mr. Misty.
lemon lime green ice drink.
Oh, yeah. So that was basically, wasn't that just basically a slushy?
Exactly.
It was a lemon lime slushy.
100%. It was basically a slushy. And my
Like
dad,
a snow cone.
Yeah. Well, no.
Liquidized.
Yeah. It was in a cup. My dad would get so mad at me. He's like, "You want that thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I want." But then at a certain point, 6 or 7, it went from the Mr. Misty into and I still love it to this day, the ice cream cone that is vanilla and chocolate ice cream swirled together.
Oh, yeah.
So it's half chocolate, half vanilla.
Right, sure.
There is something about the vanilla and chocolate together, because by itself, each one is too much. Okay, I got sensitive taste buds.
Well, hence why Neapolitan is so awesome. I like the Neapolitan. You got to have all 3 swirling together on the taste buds. Like, yay!
Yeah, to just sort of roll through them and change things up.
Yeah, right. When you get bored of one, you go to the next.
They're very different. Because the chocolate and the vanilla are very different from each other in how they hit the tongue and how they taste and how they feel. But then you throw that strawberry in there. That's
Ooh-wee.
like, you know, kicking you in the ass. You
gotta have the strawberry. You'd be like,
with
yeah.
the fruitiness and like, whoa. It's like a whole different thing.
And it would almost relieve the guilt because in your childhood mind you go, I think it's a fruit.
It's healthy.
It's healthy. It's a vegetable.
It's totally 100%. It's stupid. Yeah. But I mean, we grew up watching those stupid TV ads and stuff like that. Like, I mean, like it was dumb. It was corrosive. It was definitely
How are we doing
corrosive.
on time?
We're about good. We started at 1:37 left on my card. We're at 1:08 left on my card. So we did about a half hour.
All right, we're all right.
So yeah, we should probably.
You
look
got
at
anything
wrapping
for
up
show
soon.
and tell today?
I don't particularly have anything.
Well, you
for
did a
show
lot
and
of
tell.
telling. Where's the showing?
I mean,
He's looking around.
I'm looking around whatever's on the desk. I mean,
No,
it's just tech stuff.
gadgets.
It's
no
nothing
one like
interesting.
it.
Nobody's interested in it.
All right. Well, I got a little something. Well, earlier he prefaced it. All right, I'm an artist. Whatever. I'm a graphic designer, so every now and then, you know, I mean, I make beer posters, whatever.
Every now and then.
That's how I get paid. That, you know, and I get paid. I'm a comedian too, but I have a day job at the moment, which I enjoy. I'm an artist, but every now and then I get side jobs. Not a lot, but you know, and this ties into how me and Mike know each other. Our buddy Rome. I do all the World of Music, which is a store. If you're not from around here, you don't know World of Music, just look it up online, World of Music Erie.
Get to know it.
It's a music store. It's one of the last, it's not no Guitar Center bullshit. It's an Americana. It's been in Erie for 70 years. They had their 70-year anniversary. Now we're going to mix that with Rome, our childhood buddy, first band buddy, he might even be our first guest. I want to get Rome on here.
Dude, that would be epic, because Rome is not into social media.
No.
He's not into like...
But you'll love Rome. Rome is a star in the making, but you got to coax him out of the woods.
And if anybody's got anything bad to say about Rome, you got a problem.
Yeah, no, yeah. Rome makes me sick because everyone likes him.
Dude, you know, yeah, Rome's great.
Rome's a good
fun.
dude. So,
he's fun.
But he runs World of Music. So he
Right.
goes, Aaron, I want you to, now, also, you're going to get your first Erie Apparel. Now, Erie Apparel is a store in Erie, which makes Erie-esque
Erie-centric stuff.
But high
Dude,
priced.
I've got to get a Wacky Shack t-shirt.
Oh, they have plenty of them, yeah.
You know.
Except they're a little on the spendy tip, but you'll love the t-shirts because they're really super sweet. So, we're going to tie this all together for show and tell. Guess what? Rome, thank you, Rome. He hooked me up. He goes, Aaron, I need 70th anniversary World of Music logo. So I made him a vintage, well, it was his idea to go, I want vintage. I want it to look like it's been 70 years old.
Well, because I remember, because the store started in like 54 because there was a sweatshirt that they had 10, 15 years ago.
It was always Dick Bowling's World of Music, guy with the clarinet. Yeah, old-timey, but it's been around.
Because Rome gave me one of those sweatshirts, and I still have it. And it's like, since 1954, Dick Bowling's World of Music.
Yeah, well, now they're under 70th. So here I go. I get hired to make a new 70th logo. You know, and not only do I do the mailers and stuff like that, you know, so here we go. I'm going to unzip this. So
Oh, wait. This is like an unveiling.
This is an unveiling.
All right, here it is. Okay.
No, I don't want to make a noise with my microphone here, but here's we go. I made the shirt.
Yeah, don't go too
and this
don't
is
go
shirt,
too
so
high.
this is going to tie.
That's good.
Look at this, vintage. No, does
All right,
it
come closer.
can we tie it?
Yeah.
Does it tie into
Stay low, come close.
Stay low.
Come close. Yeah, straighten up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Can you see it all in that shirt?
Look how retro it is.
Yeah, look at that. Distressed looking. We even got a little homemade little drum character there.
That's awesome.
I even got the 1950s little stars in there I threw in there for good measure.
I'm going to get like 3 of them. So now, this is available through Erie Apparel?
Yep, you can go into Erie Apparel and get them.
ErieApparel.com?
I believe so, yes.
Now, is this part of they have a series of like historical Erie
They do
things.
everything Erie, so you'll see everything from Polacco's Candy to
H&K Donuts.
Yes, to that, to like all Erie staples.
Waldemere,
Waldemere,
the
and
Wacky
then
Shack,
Peninsula,
Pirates
814
Cove.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a whole
It's all local
Erie-centric
stuff. And if you don't know it, get to know us.
Yes. It's part of Erie. We love Erie, but that's cool. And like I said, and we love World of Music.
I think it's super fucking retro. I love the font. I love the little Starburst guys, very Jetsonish. And I love that the inking is sort of like distressed, crackled, like sort of old.
Yeah, just like a one pass. That's what they do with when they put the ink on. They only go for a one pass.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so less comes out.
I love it. I
You
love
know,
that.
when they lay a screen on. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, there it is. And we're rolling. So that's
dope.
good. It all ties together. It's a beautiful thing. Two of my favorite things, music.
Yes.
One of my favorite friends, Rome. And then we tie it in with my favorite shirts because I only wear, the only shirts that I ever wear are Erie Apparel or just plain shirts. I don't wear logos, as you can see. And if I do, it's going to be an Erie logo. Little known fact.
An Erie Apparel logo.
Yeah, so there it is. That's show and tell for the day.
Bravo.
Maybe we'll put their websites there or something like that. We'll do that in post.
Yeah, we'll throw some links down below for the YouTube. Hit up Erie Apparel. Love those guys. Love
World
the
of
stuff
Music,
that they do.
especially.
Yeah, hit up World of Music. Get into music. Play some music. Play guitar is not that hard. Have you guys seen what's on YouTube these days? The amount of information that's on YouTube, the amount of dope players that are on YouTube, stuff that when we were kids, it was like, oh, nobody can do this. There's 32 people on YouTube doing it better than you could ever imagine. It's insane.
And it's fun.
Yeah, go down to World of Music, talk to Rome or Adam, any of the nice people over there. Get a guitar, start learning. They
What
got
would
lessons.
be funnier is if you said, yeah, Mike Anderson sent me, or Aaron told me to come here. That'd even be funnier than they'd be like, oh my God.
Dude, if somebody
They'd
said,
end up giving you a discount, but they'll tease you by saying charge you double.
God. If somebody said Mike Anderson sent me, they'd be like, were you under duress? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or
Silly. Like,
how
what
much
happened? What was the story there?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it was on a podcast. Oh, okay, fine. So you weren't threatened in any way.
Yeah, maybe we'll get. I know. I'd like to. So we're thinking maybe for guests. I got comedic friends, which would be good. I'm thinking Jamie and or Nicole Benetti might be good. Start them two, or one or the other, because they're married couple, and they're stand-up comics. They're great. Jamie's got a good story because he's a horror author.
Oh yeah.
You'll like him.
I met those guys at that taping that you did.
So
down
they're
at
my
the,
first choice for comics.
Cable Access.
But I want to get Rome over here. Because Rome gives us a dynamic too. Me and him, we'll end up punching each other in the arm and calling each other
So
names.
my dream is to get Rome and Jones in here.
Oh, we'll get Jones in here. I'll fill you in on Jones later on. He's our guy. He was my guy in bands, and he was our guy.
If we,
I know. I hate to say. I know. That's a whole different story. We'll get Jones. Don't worry. But maybe you'll request Jones.
All right.
Hashtag request Jones.
Hashtag Jones Show.
All right, we're out. Hit the music.
Galaxy Blue, Galaxy Blue.